managing partner of at that time, Mr. Pintu Khaitan. He had attended a ceremony in the Supreme Court where I got an award from the Chief Justice, and he offered me a partnership in the firm. And at that point of time, I showed some hesitancy, and he thought it was to do with something monetary. But actually, when I told him that I was expecting my first child, he just brushed that aside and he said, "So what? Suppose you would have been expecting a child after you would have joined a firm, would you have left it?" And at that point of time, I would say it was a very pioneering thing on his part, because there was no other firm or there was no other place where you would expect that a woman who is expecting a child would continue without a break. He gave me that opportunity, and from that day till now, it has been a wonderful journey of professional growth. And apart from that opportunity, subsequently the flexibility that has been given to me by the firm and to many other women who have joined thereafter, it has been simply amazing. We have, I think, attracted and sustained a lot of talent in the past 15 years, and that shows because starting from 2 women partners in 2004, we are now 20 partners, and there's still a lot more to be done, but the journey has been very satisfying both professionally and personally. So sometimes the clients do show a conscious bias, especially when there are all women led teams and the kind of transaction or assignment requires late night work. But at that point of time, the client is looking for an assurance that this is the work that has to be delivered and it will be delivered. Now, from a senior leader, if that assurance can be given and backed up with the deliverables, that will assure the client that somebody can even work from home or, if required, put in late work hours. So for that extent, the firm does provide a safe environment for a woman to put in that many number of hours, and that can also be added to give assurance to a client that you don't need to worry, because that's all he's worried about, that his work should be done. Then there are these unconscious biases where in a meeting, more or less, men will not look at the women in the room. And when that happens, it is difficult also for a woman to express her opinion, and especially at a junior level. She might have something very important to say, but would not know at which point to intervene or whether she would be taken seriously. Now, at that point of time, if a senior leader who knows about the competence of that woman colleague can help in telling all the men in the room that, hold on, let's listen to what she has to say. So that could give one a boost to the confidence of the junior woman colleague, and also dispel the bias in the room that what can she have to offer. I would say I would become more technologically savvy at an earlier stage of my career, and should not have waited for a very long time to get to grasp with technology, because I believe that the fact that women still face a lot of challenge, but I think that the challenges have lessened because of technology, because of which a primary challenge being that we have to divide time between home and work, which situation still needs a lot to be worked upon. But with technology, we have been able to productively perform our work even from home. Besides other advantages of technology, to remain connected, because ours is a profession which requires a lot of communication. So be use of technology to remain in touch with clients, or to even draft out and communicate by way of mail. To a certain extent, the courts are also moving towards being more technologically advanced. So I think staying abreast with the change in technology